Welcome. In today's video, we're going to have a look at linking the ATS software to the Fire panel. I've lost the audio on this panel, so this will be a voiceover. So please be with me for this one. Now, to link the Fire panel to the ATS, we need to import the new details. So we'll go to the to the Fire panel software and to the Fire panel itself. And to make it easier, we'll just go and export it. First, the password, just keep in mind of that password. So we'll export. I've already exported the file, but we'll just overwrite that file. It's done. We'll go back into ATS. Right click on it. Import data, we'll go fetch that file that we just exported. Open it up, next, 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 and it should be a successful import. Here it is. So there's my entire program. Just note that password there. Now it already imported the correct password from your configuration file, but if you do it manually, that's where that password must be entered. So let's start and see if we get a connection. Now it goes blue at the top, so it's busy, and it goes yellow or orange, meaning we got connection with the service in the background, but there's no connection with the Fire panel. And the event says that there's a network connection interrupted. Now there's a couple of things in Windows itself that might do it. Now the first one we will have a look at is the user account settings. So we will type in UAC here and enter. Now mine is already off. Normally it will be set to this setting, but just put it all the way down. The second one will be your firewall. So let's just open the firewall. There will be 3 firewall settings. You do main, private, and your public. Just turn all of them off. And you see it's changed now. Okay, and then the last one. All of them are off. Okay, just minimize all that and we can actually try again, see if we do get connection. This takes too long. And orange again, so we still don't have any connection. Refresh, we'll see we still have the same connection interrupt. So back to the Fire panel settings. The one setting on our FireNet, that standalone access must be networked. Although we're not running a network on the Fire panel, what I've found is it must be networked, otherwise it will not link with the ATS software. So we'll just save this. We'll update the Fire panel configuration. I'll fast forward this so it doesn't take so long. Right. Let the Fire panel start up again. Give it some time. And let's go back. Now there's one connection. Just make sure that you're disconnected on this side. Even if you're running on USB, as long as your configuration utility is connected to the Fire panel, the ATS software will not connect. So always make sure you disconnect it on this side. Now you can go back and start. Still not happy. Let's just try again. Panel starts starting up. Sorry, it's not. Got one fault on my fire panel, which is the alarm fault, which I've kept there just to make sure it's connected. So it only came up with it now. So let's try again. Blue is good, it's connected, and we're just waiting for the fire panel. There shows the fault. Okay, at this stage we are connected with the fire alarm panel and we're actually live. So what I've done now is, on my demo system, I'm gonna create a fault on 2 devices, and the fault should appear in this device layout. And there it goes. So I've got 2 devices in fault. So the whole system is live at the moment. Everything that happens on the fire panel is happening on this side as well. What you'll also notice is when you do your mapping layout, the devices you map there is also live while it's connected. So in real time you can see what's happening. Let's just reset, see if it clears by itself. The bottom you'll see the server is running low on memory. It's because my machine is running a lot of stuff at the moment. So yeah, it will be running out of memory. Very cleared, and the fault, the alarm fault comes back, which I expected. Now at this stage, let's turn back on all these other settings on Windows. Firewall still off, and we're just gonna stop the service to disconnect from the fire panel, and immediately you can see there's a delay. It's not reacting as fast as it should be. The response is extremely slow, so it's definitely there's a disconnect somewhere. Went black because you couldn't see the service, so even the service on Windows is no longer reacting. Connected back to the service, but not to the fire panel. So let's just turn that off again. Back, turn it over low. And let's try again. And it's connected again. I'll make a video later on how to add this software to the user account control, sorry. So you don't need to turn this off. For now, I'm gonna activate, stop that again. I've activated the firewall again. And what you can see is at the top, that section is black. Again, it means there's some disconnect between the services, the fire panel, and the ATS software. All of that should either be blue or blue with the orange, it means it's a fault. In this case, there's definitely something wrong, and we'll need to investigate that now. We can try to start this again, see if something happens. There's no reset, you're just completely disconnected. Let's see what happens. Try to restart it again. By starting up is only trying to connect to the service running on the Windows, and the service is trying to connect to the fire panel. As you see, it's trying to connect with this little circle running there, and it seems to be out of sync. The colors do not match, which is now it goes blue immediately and then back to orange. It should actually come black and then back to blue and then orange. Go back to the firewalls. Let's just turn the firewalls back off, all of them. It is at this stage somewhere that I completely broke my link, and it took me about another 2 hours to get it fixed. I'm going to show you in this video how I eventually found a way to fix it that's constant. Every time you literally break it via the firewall or user account settings, doing it the way I'll show you in the next few minutes will fix this. What I'm showing you here is, doesn't matter what you do now at this stage, the whole ATS system is broken. What I've also found is that the fire panel still shows connected, even though nothing is happening here. Everything is back off like it was before, and we just can't connect. And even the event log doesn't show us any further issues. So at this point I've closed it up, closed everything up, and restarted ATS with hope that it will work. Just give it some time to start up. Password. The devices started. For a few seconds it looks good, but while the circle is running on the top, it means it's still trying to connect. And again, nothing. No lock. It's trying to do it again. This time it went black, which meant tries to sync with the background server, or background service actually. And still it seems there's no lock connecting. Like you can see there's no real fault messages coming up telling you where the mistake is. Like I've mentioned before, at this stage it took me about 2 hours to go through each type of setting and service in Windows to realize what needs to be done constantly to get this problem fixed. Firewalls still off. Nothing's on. Double check the user account settings and still off. And the last time we had all of these settings off, everything was working well. So it's definitely not a configuration fault on the Zyton panel or the Kielson or whatever it is. And it's not a configuration in the ATS software. This is all just Windows backend issues. We haven't changed the network, we haven't changed the USB has been plugged out. So there's definitely nothing prohibiting the Fire panel from connecting. So what to do now? Still trying to connect. If we refresh there, there's no new faults coming in, which is completely misleading. So in this case, it seems that the Fire panel is connected and everything is fault, but it's actually not. There's no connection. And we'll try to restart it again. Enter password. And we still have the same issues. This one looks good. All the icons go black. Top one is blue, it's trying to connect to the backend service that's running. The backend service is trying to connect to the Fire panel and it comes back no connection. But my Fire panel, if you look at the top right hand corner, exclamation mark, conditions. So we go to conditions. And it says the external connection is open, which means somewhere in Windows something is connected to my Fire panel, but on this side it's not. So Task Manager. Go to Service on top. Now I've misread this one, but don't mind that. Go down to Open Services at the bottom. You can ignore what is in this page. Machine is a little bit slow at the moment. I wonder why. Open Services, come on. There it goes. Now look for the ATS8600 service running in a standard tab. Double click on it. And I'm keeping this open. You can see in the left hand corner, you'll see the ATS8600 devices, and there it goes out. And my connection on the Fire panel also just went out. So we're on the right track here. Because we're still stopping again, just repeating that. You see the ATS8600, it went dead on your left hand side. This must stay on automatic delayed start, and we just restart the service while my ATS is open in the backend. So what you will notice now, it will reconnect to the ATS and reconnect to the Fire panel automatically. Note that I have restarted the entire PC at this stage, and it also didn't fix it. The only thing that constantly fixed this mistake was keeping the ATS open with the Fire panel and restarting the service with the two devices open, or the device and the software open. So to restart it, so show stop again, you can say OK, close that. This will automatically reconnect. You don't need to do anything. If you are in a hurry, you can connect it by yourself, but you can see it's going blue, and then it should go orange on the one, and it's connected again. Now this trick every time worked. Every time I broke the entire backend server, I went to this service running here, double click on it, I stopped it, gave it some time to stop, and then I restarted it, and everything started up normally. Let's just test and make sure it starts again. Okay, just close it down. Close that down. Okay, just show you again. It's Task Manager. Go to Services. Open Services at the bottom. Go look for ATS8600. Double click on that line. Stop this service. Give it some time to stop. Then start it again. And click OK. Now we're just going to do it. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to do a test now. Just trigger it again. Oh, okay. I've closed it down. Apologies. So open it up again. Now when it starts up, it actually should automatically log on, or the devices should log on or start up and link with the backend. So let's just try that. And you can see it actually already linked in. This is what you want to see when you start up, that the backend is already doing its work, while the front end, the ATS, the graphical user interface, is linking to the backend. So we're going to do a test with this. I'm going to unclip this smoke detector to make a fault. See if it comes through. And there it displays. So I'm going to do a reset from here as well. See if we can reset the panel. Just make sure that the bidirectional comms is working. Okay, that you can restart the service, but it's not going to reset the Fire panel. Just restarting the service, but it should always restart the service, but not interfere with the Fire panel. As you can see, it came back. The Fire panel is a fault, and there's a fault on the detector. Let's reset that. Takes some time. Then it goes out. And our fault on the Fire panel must come back now. So while we're waiting for this fault to come back, guys, this video is all from personal experience. There's no supplier or manufacturer sponsoring this, and it's to help people out there doing this work, technicians that's not trained in IT works. Give them some hints to what to do when there's a problem. If you find this interesting, let me know. If you find it helpful, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll make some more. There's a fault just came back. And if there's any other Fire panels or graphic systems, or not even only Fire panels, any systems you would like some information on, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do for you guys. All the best, enjoy your evening, and good night.